attendant links in chat box. Okay, I will share today lecture. Yeah. Let's see first. Okay, let's. Can see my slide.
Yes, bro.
All right.
Yes, bro.
Okay, let's start. So today we will discuss about this objective personality test. So for this lecture, some of it actually we have already discussed when we discussed about the test development. So in this slide, some of it is like what we have discussed and learned about the development. But when in the slide later on, you can see the method, yeah, like especially to develop the test, yeah, the approach to develop the test is a thing. But for this chapter, for this week, we are focused for personality test. Last week, when we discussed the test development, that one is more to the overall, yeah, how to develop the psychology test. It's a general. So today is focused on personality test. Okay, for those who I'm not going to admit anymore, so I'm going to start my class and I will not admit anymore, because last week I have already said then late, then I may not able to, when I start, I'm able to admit you to the link. Okay, objective personality test. This is the outline. I'm not going to go. So what is objective personality test? As I said last week, personality test, they have two types. One is objective personality test, and the other one is a projective test. Okay, so objective personality test, just like the psychology that you are very familiar with. Like they have a question, the item, and also the item response format, yeah, in the questionnaire form, right? So it's objective personality test. So why we called it objective? Because the scoring is, we can score it objectively. Like for item, if you have 5 Likert scale, the options you to choose. So after we can calculate it objectively, when you can calculate the score for that instrument, or the score for that um, dimension, yeah, you can add up the score or compute the score, then you can get the total score for that instrument. So means you can do it, the scoring, you can do it objectively. Yeah, you just based on the answer, then you calculate the score. So for projective personality test, the answer is subjective, right? It's a subjective. So scoring also is based on the judgment of the examiner. So projective personality test scoring is objective, and then objective also means that the scoring does not involve any judgment. Yeah. So like in um, exam test, there is objective test, right? In the options, they have one answer, or one options is the correct answer. Yeah. So if you have 10 examiner, for that item, A is the correct answer. You have 10 evaluator, you have 10 examiner, still A is the answer. Okay? So means they have no involved any judgment. But for the subjective test, the two examiner or the two evaluator, they may can have different opinion, they may can have different perspective, yeah, when they judge, or when they give the or give the score to the subjective test. So objective, you can do it, score objectively, and objective also means that not involve any judgment, okay, from the examiner. Right, then For objective personality test, they have two common characteristics. One is the selected response format. So means selected format is a multiple choice. Yeah, either multiple choice or we call it objective. There's a multiple choice. And then for another characteristic for personality test, the personality test normally the items means the whole statement. The statement for personality test is a very simple statement. Yeah. So personality test, two characteristics. One is selected response format or multiple choice item format. Yeah. And then the other one is the item or the statement for personality test normally is a very simple statement or simple item. So that statement we call is stems, right? Simple item stems normally is only one sentence statement, or some of the personality tests they even only use one word, yeah, to measure personality characteristic or personality trait. So this is the example of objective personality test, the response format. So the common response format for objective personality test, either you can use the format true or false, agree, disagree, or true, false, or uncertain. Yeah. This is the one that you are very familiar with. Strongly agree, to strongly disagree, the Likert scale. Then beside that, we all for personality test or personality test, they also can use the third type, like this one is deceptive item response format. So or false choice format. So they have two statements here. So the participant or the examinee, yeah, they have to select either one, either A or B, yeah. The person why they put it like that later on when we will discuss. So this is the what we simple item stems. You see the statement is very simple. Yeah, it's just one sentence. Can I have someone to read from item 1 to item 10? And you pay attention on the item that in the same color. Can I have someone to read? Item by item from 1 to 10. Yes. Huh? The slide is not moving. My goodness, why only this is the slide, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
Prof.
Come, someone to read.
I like most people. I rarely lost my temper. Most people work hard.
I sometimes hear voices. The weather here is usually awful. That easily because our friends. These people are full of life. You can count on most people for an honest job. Life is made of
Can you pay attention on the same color, yeah? The same color item. All right. Then we move to for personality test, yeah. Personality test normally we call the test, sometimes we use inventory. Yeah, sometimes we use test or structure test or objective test. So this is the terms normally used for personality test. Yeah. So the major use of objective personality test, normally there are four primary uses of objective personality test. We use personality test in clinical setting. Okay, clinical setting when you do clinical therapies or you have the clinician when they have their therapy sessions with clients, sometimes they will use personality test, and normally Beside objective personality test, the not psychometrician, the clinical psychologists, sometimes they will also use projective personality test. So they use this test, the personality test, to provide a standardized assessment of personality trait or characteristic of their patient. Okay? And clinical psychologists, besides they use the personality test, they do the assessment, then not just depends on one test. Yeah, they will collect informations, like maybe they will use one of their assessment tool is personality test. So beside this personality test, they may do they may interview their patients, or they may interview their patients uh, family members, yeah, to get more informations. And beside that, they also may get assessment, yeah, from medical record, from their patients school or record, yeah, and also other types of beside personality test, they, when in their therapy sessions, they may also use other tests like mental ability test, okay, or other cognitive tests. So that this is the use of personality test in clinical setting. So in counseling setting also, the counselor may also use personality test during their marital counseling, or during they do school counseling to the student, right? If you from counseling student, I think you heard uh, Hogan test, okay? That
Prof,
test on
Prof,
the slide is not moving, is it?
yeah, I think if you go into slideshow mode, the slide is not moving for us.
It's not moving. So now, okay,
Now it's okay.
I just use this, yeah. Not using. Okay, like this, okay, yeah. So beside counseling, personal selection, yeah, in personal setting, they also use personality test to help the person in their assessment, yeah. Personality trait that they use the personality test to predict um, other variable organizational behavior in personal setting, yeah. Or the personality test normally is also to use to identify the individual who may be a problem employees. Especially they will use the integrity test. So integrity test has two types. One is overt integrity test, and then the other one is personality based integrity test. So normally they will use this test, the personality based integrity test, to test to measure those with the problem employees. Yeah, if they want to identify uh, the problem employees. So they use personality tests also in personnel setting, right? Then, of course, personality tests also research. Okay, so in research, either they do research about the nature and the structure of personality test, personality, yes, personality test, yeah, to develop either to develop personality theory, or to measure the relationship between the personality and other variables, like they use personality to predict job performance. So this kinds of research, yeah, um, that use personality. Of course, in research also, they do a lot of psychometric study about the personality test, okay, the personality invent. So when they want to use the inventory to measure something. So they will do psychometric study first, yeah, before they can use that personality test. All right, so that is the use of objective personality test in clinical setting, in personnel, in counseling, or in research, right? So they have two dimensional classification system for objective test. So objective test can divide into two scope, right? The scope, yeah. One part of test is comprehensive personality test, and then the other one is the coverage more maybe more specific, called specific domain personality test. So for comprehensive means is a complete form. Yeah. So for some of the instrument they call short version, right? So comprehensions means full set. Yeah. So beside divide it into comprehensive and specific domain, for test also they divide it into normal and normal personality test. So for normal and comprehensive test, example like EPPS. Last week we discussed about EPPS, right? The Edwards Personal Preference Schedule. Preference schedule is used to measure normal personality characteristic, and this is a comprehensive, right? Besides EPPS, we have 16 PF, 16 personality factor inventory. 16 personality factor inventory, also the inventory or the personality test measure normal personality. Okay, and the other one is of course is not limited into these three only. They have many personality tests, normal personality test and comprehensive personality test. So 16PM, the popular one, and the classic one also. Another one is Neo Personality Inventory, NEO. Yeah, NEO is N refer to neuroticism. E is extraversions, and O is openness to experience. So Neo Personality Inventory. This inventory, they develop this personality test based on personality. Yeah, big five personality theory. So for normal personality test, also can the yeah, is the coverage of the is more narrow. That one is a specific domain like Pierre Harris children self-concept scale. Okay, so for this instrument, they only measure maybe one domain only, that is self-concept. Locus of control. This scale also is only to measure locus of control. Okay, and then band sex role inventory also only measure gender, yeah, or sex role, right? So this is specific domain. So for abnormal personality test also can divide into comprehensive and specific domain. Okay, for abnormal tests that measure personality, abnormal personality test, the example is MMPI. Now MMPI, the latest versions is version 3, is normal 2. MMPI 3, the latest versions. So then beside that, the abnormal personality test with Milan clinical inventory, and then we have personality assessment inventory. For the specific domain, like we have example, we have back depressions inventory, stress anxiety inventory, and ideations questioning. So this is the specific domain. Yeah. for abnormal personality test. Then beside this, because of this difference, yeah, or distinctions between normal and abnormal personality test, so you can divide, or you can for normal and abnormal personality test. Normal personality test is to measure, yeah, personality test in the normal population. Yeah, abnormal is used to measure personality for those that is maybe they have abnormal group, okay, abnormal characteristic, or they have uh, pathologies, and also the mental problem, or they have the what we call personality problem, yeah, but abnormal personality. So for normal personality test, normally use normal personality test normally used by counseling psychologists, yeah, or used in research. So for normal personality test, normally the title of these tests are usually non-described. Yeah, the name of the scale within the test reference, typically personality trait or construct. But for abnormal personality test, abnormal personality test is used by clinical psychologists. And this test, the test in this abnormal personality, then the test in this category normally often represent the name if the abnormality being measured. Uh, like the example, you can see from here the example, back depressions inventory. So you know that this inventory is to measure depressions, yeah, the abnormal characteristics. So from the name, you know that test is to measure abnormal trait, yeah. So this is distinctions between normal and abnormal, and the distinctions between comprehensive and specific domain inventory. So for comprehensive inventory, the number of item, of course, item is a lot of large number of item. Normally for comprehensive test, I will show you the example. The item normally is more than 100. Yeah, but for the specific domain, normally the item around 20 to 80. For administration time for comprehensive, because a lot of item, of course, you have to take more time to administer. So average time is about 45 minutes, yeah, to administer. And but for specific is around 10 to 15 minutes only, yeah, to collect the data. I mean, to get the response from uh, the respondent. So for number of score, because many items, and then scoring was also many. Yeah, applications for comprehensive inventory is very wide. Is why? Because um, they have many items. So many item means also they have dimensions. Yeah, they have also a lot of dimensions that measure in that instrument. Okay, so not like specific domain. Specific domain, normally the applications is very narrow, and the inventory also normally is a unidimensional inventory, or maybe they only measure one or two dimension, right? Okay, you hold on for a while, yeah. Okay, so for the report, comprehensive is elaborate, and for the specific domain is very simple. Yeah, it's only 1 or 2 score only, right? So then we have the example. Yeah, example for the specific domain. For the comprehensive and specific domain objective personality test. So this is the example. Okay, like at work personal preference schedule, the EPPF, that what I said, and also we discussed last week. So for this test, we have more than 200 items, right? And this test developed in 1953, okay, by Murray, and based on personality theory. So comprehensive, 225 items. This instrument developed in 1953, but is still popular. Okay, if you can see from what list here, the objective personality test is the old test. Yeah, it's a classic test, but it's still popular until now. Okay. And for California Psychological Inventory, CPI, they have 462 items. MMPI, the Minnesota Multi-Physics Personality Inventory, latest version is version 3. Yeah. And they have 567 items. Of course, they have a short version, yeah. And we have the Meyer types in 93 to 290 items, yeah, because they have different form. And we have new personality inventory 203, 6,885 developed. This is the 5th versions, yeah, revised in 1994. Then after that, we have personality research form 300 to 440, 440, and personality assessment inventory, the abnormal personality test. Yeah, there 344 items. So this is a comprehensive. These are the comprehensive objective personality tests. For the specific domain, so these are the specific domain. Of course, not only this, they have many, yeah, personality tests, either for the comprehensive, also for the specific domain. So we have back decisions inventory, we have back scale for suicide ideations, Ben sex role inventory, Cooper-Smith self-esteem. Yeah, if you can see Cooper-Smith self-esteem inventory, this inventory also is a, this test is also very popular test. Yeah, very popular instrument. 25 item. Then beside, we also have eating disorder inventory 91 item. P.A. Harris children's concept 60 item developed in 2002. Okay. Trade inventory developed in 1983. There are 40 items, 20 items to measure step anxiety and 20 items to measure threat anxiety. And then C, self-concept scale. They have 2 versions. One is the version for adult version and also for children. For adult version, they have 83 items. For child version, they have 76 items. Then after that, the suicidal ideations questionnaire, 30 items. So these are the example of specific domain objective personality test, right? uh, for test, yeah, if you can see the example just now, the one like who have to read this now. So for that question, for objective personality test question, normally they have a problem, yeah, for personality test item. So objective personality test item normally applied by the problem of response set and facking. You still remember we discussed about the response set and the facking when we discuss about the test development. Okay, so response set means the person's tendency, either conscious or unconscious, to respond to the item in a certain way. Yeah, independence of personal true feeling means it's not their true feeling when they answer the item, but is they just respond randomly without read the item, yeah, without understand the item, or maybe they cannot the item is blurred to them, yeah, so but they still respond. Okay, so it's called a response set. Response distortions, this one we didn't discuss in last week, but for personality test, here you can see more specific. Yeah? Response distortions means a person true feeling distorted, yeah, in some way by the response set. Means maybe feel like the is too personal, they refuse to give a response. Okay, so that is response distortions. And then the other one is oh man. Okay, then the other one is impressions management. Impressions management means a person, when they answer the test, okay, answer the personality, the person try to create a certain impression by given the response. So they respond because they want to try to create some impressions, yeah, during through their response given. Maybe if you can still remember last week I said the tendency to agree to all statement, right, when they answered. So this maybe they try to give a positive impressions, yeah, when they answered the instrument or they answered the test. And then the other one is response style. Response style means the respondent when they give the response, they have a style. You still remember last week I said the zigzag style. So either zigzag or they can have when they answered from the beginning until the end, they only um, I mean, they answered, yeah. Maybe they only scored the agreed answer. Okay, give you the only agreed. Some maybe only they only mark on the disagreed statement, yeah, or the options. So this is called response style. So the other one is the very obvious one is the zigzag style. Okay. Then the other one is a socially desirable response. So this one we have already discussed last week. And the response, when they give the response, they try to respond according to what accepted by the society. Yeah, it's not for from their true feeling. Okay, so this is called socially desirable response. The responses generally approved by the society. Okay, so the tendency to agree. So either they have tendency to agree to all the statement. So this is we call yes-sayer tendency, or either they tend to disagree to almost all the statements. So this is called naysayer tendency. Okay, naysayer tendency response from the respondent. Then for personality test, also they have a problem with faking or dissimulations. Faking is the faking is a deliberate attempt, yeah, to create a favorable or unfavorable information impressions. So we can have a faking good or faking bad response. Faking good response means the respondent or the examinee, they try to create a favorable impression. Faking bad means opposite, in the other way. So the respondent try to create an unfavorable impressions to the examiner. Okay, so this is faking, either faking good or faking bad response. And this is also the problem, yeah, for the personality test. Normally plugged with all this kind of response because of the item. Yeah, the item is set for personality test. So because of that problem, then we have to strategy to deal with all this response. Deal with means that if in the personality test, there's this kind of problem. So means we need to have a strategy to overcome this problem so that we can detect, yeah, either the respondent, they answered it honestly or not. If the answer is not honest, then you cannot use because you cannot measure, right? Then what are the strategies? One of the they have four main category of strategies here to control or to overcome all that problem that plug in personality test. The first one is extreme empirical frequency for normal group. So for this one, you can put in one or two questions here. So what to do? Extreme frequency, let's say in the personality test, yeah, you can put in if you want to detect whether they answered it honestly or not, and then you can add the questions like the item, that item, for that particular item, the actual frequency of responses to that item is determined by the normal group, yeah, that given honest answer. All right, so let's say for normal group, normally the group will answer for that item, let's say strongly agree. But if when you give to the respondent, this response then said answered strongly agreed. Just now I said strongly disagree again. So this person said strongly agreed, then you know maybe the answer have some problem there. Yeah, because for the normal group, normally people will say strongly disagreed, but this answer strongly agree. Yeah. So from there you can detect or you can check, yeah? You can have double check with the answer whether it's answered truly by honestly by the respondent. So if no one, let's say if no one in the normal group say that they like most people or close friend in most city, okay, this is the example in this example. Okay, these two item, yeah, you can add in these two items. Like most people, yeah, if in the normal group, they have no one said like most people, okay, or cross friends in most city, no one said this is say yes for these two items. So if your respondent, yeah, say yes or say true for these two items, then means that your respondent may gave faking good or overly influenced by social disability tendency. Okay, from there you can detect these two problems. One is faking good response, or the other one maybe is because of social desirability response or tendency, right? So this is the strategy, one of the strategy. The second strategy that you can determine the problem answered or the answer that is not honest, then you can also plug in or add the built-in questions, like you can detect the consistency of the response, response consistency to the similar item. So if you refer to item just now in the table, the same color, item 2 and item 6, and item 3 and item 9, right? So we go back to the example and the item just now. Yeah, this one. Item 2 and item 6. Item 2 and item 6 actually is a similar item. Yeah, similar item. I literally lost my temper. I get mad easily. You see, measure the same thing, but two different item. Yeah, the statement, two different statement. So if the respondent answered yes in item 2 or true for item 2, that person supposed to answer for item 6, right? So if your respondent, okay, or your client answered yes for item or true for item 2 and also true for item 6. So what does this mean? Yeah, you refer back. Same for item 3 and item 9 also. Go back to this one, item 3. Item 3, most people work hard, and then item 9, you can count on most people for an honest job. Similar item measures the same thing but different statement. Okay, so you go back to this, we go back to here. 19. Okay, so item 2, if the person mark true, for item 2, should mark false for item 6. Same to item 3 and item 9. So if both response are true, so on, okay, you hold on for a while. I have the font. Okay, uh, okay, this one we have already discussed, right? The third method or the third strategy, then you can balance, yeah, the balancing the directionally of the item means the item, balance the item. If in the instrument you have a negative item, means the wording, the wording is the reverse scoring item. You remember that one is called negative item. If they have a negative item, you should balance the number. If you have 5 negative item, then you should have 5 also positive item. Yeah, so balance the directions of the item. To deal with the yes saying and nay saying response tendency, you still remember yes saying maybe from the beginning until the end agreed, yeah, nay saying disagreed, answered. So to deal with these kinds of problem, then we can have the use the balancing directions item. So you have 5 item for positive item and negative item. Yeah. So refer to this one. Yeah. Refer to table. Okay. Someone read to me. You read the item.
I enjoy being with my friends. I often go to places with friends. Friends are more trouble than they're worth. I have very few friends.
The item 1 and item 2 in the can, and then item 3 and item 4, there is more to negative item. If those who answered true for item 1 and item 2 means that person is, and fault for item 3 and item 4 means that person is a friendly, they have friendliness, yeah, friendly. This item measure friendliness. All right. I'll go back to this one. So the friendliness, see now, measure the friendliness. True response indicate friendliness, but if true response for the item means that person, they have yes saying tendency. Yeah. To help control for this tendency item, like item 3 and 4 were included. So you include item 3 and item 4 to detect whether that person they have the faking the simulations tendency. Yeah, either the yes saying or nay saying tendency. Yeah, if this answer no for all means they have yes saying tendency for that item. So honest answer, suppose if the honest answer, you will have true for item 1 and item 2 and for item 3 and item 4. Okay, or false for item 1 and item 2 and true for item 3 and item 4. That is the honest answer. But if the respondent answered all true for these 4 items, means this the true answer 4 item indicates the yes sayer tendency, right? So another way to control or the control, we use force choice method. Okay, force choice method. In the item, we use the item that have the tendency. Yeah? You pair the item with the social desirable tendency. Like example, item 1, they have item 1A and 1B. So both items, they have social desirable, these two items have, not two items, two statements have social desirable tendency questions, yeah, item. So example like, I usually work hard. Okay. Item two, I like most people I met. So these two options have the social desirable tendency response. So if you pay it together, when the respondent select the answer, select their response, they will it will eliminate or it will minimize the social response tendency, right? So means they will choose more based on their true feeling rather than influenced by social desirable response. Yeah. For item number two, also the same. I often feel uneasy in crowd. I lose my temper frequently. So this item, they have social and social desirable response problem. So for this item, also the same. Yeah, item 2B also the same. So when they put it together, the respondent have to force to choose either one. Okay, so this is called item first choice questions or first choice format. Okay, or assertive format. You pay the item that have social desirable response tendency, pair them together, right? To overcome the social desirable response. Yeah. And approaches to personality test development. This is what we have discussed in test development. Yeah. The rational methods or the rational approach. You still remember last week we discussed rational approach and an empirical approach and the combinations of rational and empirical approach. When we develop the test, either you can use this approach or you can use the other approach, empirical approach, or you can use also the combinations between the empirical and the rational approach. So rational approach means you develop the test based on theory. Okay. Develops test item and scale, or the means the instrument based on simple, straightforward understanding of what we want to measure. And normally based on this is more to based on common sense, yeah, to develop the item the test item, the instruments item. So example, if you want to measure extroversions, yeah, personality, then you can develop the item that asks about the questions or the item that related to people. Yeah. So this is based on rational or logical method, content method. So another method is empirical. So empirical means after you develop the item, yeah, last week we have already discussed, yeah, the item are selected for the personality. After you develop the item can be used or not, then you have to collect the data. Then after use the item to collect the data, and then based on the data, then you do the analysis. Yeah. So whether the item can measure or not, you can test it into two different groups. Let's say you develop the personality test, yeah, to measure abnormal personality. Okay, so you can have two groups. One is the normal group, yeah, normal individual, and then the other one is a abnormal group, like maybe they have the depressions group. Yeah, to test whether the instrument that you test in these two. So if the item can differentiate these two groups, means that item is the item can measure, right? So this is using empirical keying approach, or called criterion keying approach, to develop the test. So this is the example. You test the item. After you develop the item, and these are the items that develop to measure personality for the let's say for the depression group. Yeah, this is the depression group. Yeah. So D is depression group, and then N is the normal group. So you test all these items to these two groups. Then after that, you can see the difference between the group. Yeah. If the item can differentiate this group better, then means that item is measurable. Okay, means can be used to measure depressions. If the item, the difference between normal group and abnormal group, the difference is only very small, means the item cannot differentiate these two groups. Also means that the item cannot measure. Yeah, example like item 3. Okay, item 3, you can see there's a star here. Item 3, for the depression group, most people are happy. For depression group, you see the score percentage only 34% agreed, but for normal group, they have 67% of this group agree, saying that most people are happy. Okay, so means this I can differentiate. Of course, depression people, most of the people in this group are not happy, right? So means this item can measure. You see the difference, and then this discriminant index is high compared to this. Compared to discriminant index for item 2 on only 0.02. I feel uncomfortable around people. Those in the depression group, 20% agree, and normally a normal group that 18% agree. So almost the same. Yeah, almost the same means this item can differentiate this two group, and also means that this item can measure. Yeah, because this item is to measure the depressions for the depression associates, and the depression group supposed to have higher score compared to the normal group. But from this item, can see from this the discriminant index, the response from depression group and normal group are almost the same. So it means this item can be measured. Yeah. So this is how we develop the test, or select the item for the test. You after you have developed the item, then how to select whether the item can measure or not. So this is one of the methods. Yeah. So this is called empirical or criterion keying approach, or empirical keying approach. And then the other one is theory-driven approach. So theory-driven approach, how do you develop the test? You develop the test based theory. Yeah, based on the definitions of each component of the theory, and based on that you develop the item. This is why I show you last week the PPAF, how they develop the test on the moral personality theory. Yeah, to develop the item, right? The theory development of the personality test depends on reference to the personality theory. So the theory might say that there are 4 domains, yeah, or 6 types of people. Then you develop the test which have item that measure this 4 dominant trait, or if you refer to the 6 main type people, or you refer to this theory, then you should have the item that measure each type of personality, right? So this is called theory-driven approach. We develop a test, we develop the item based on theory, based on the definitions of theory. Yeah. How they define personality. And the last one, of course, you can combine the approach. You can combine theory-driven and the empirical. You also can combine the logic approach, the rational approach with theory-driven approach. Yeah, to develop the test. Then okay, so here are the example. For Edward personal preference schedule, these tests are the example of theory-driven approach. Develop EPS. This one we discussed last week. Yeah, about the needs. Yeah, so Edward personal preference schedule is measure needs. They have 15 needs. Based on Murray personality theory. So Murray also they have 15 needs. So this is invented needs. So this 15 needs, the number they have 225 page of statement. So they use the item response format. They use the force choice format. Yeah. So they have altogether they have 225 items. And the item response format they use force choice format or static format. Yeah, scoring is static. So for this instrument, it's a classic instrument and still used until now. Also in terms of psychometric, is already evident. For the reliability, validity, and for this instrument, there's also their own norms. Yeah. So EPS for new personality inventory, for this personality, how to develop this test based on empirical approach. Yeah. So after they develop the test, then they collect the data, then they do analysis using factor analysis approach. Yeah. Test. So after they run factor analysis, they have 5 factors come out. That's why they call it 5 factor inventory. For new 5 factor inventory of the new personality test. Yeah. The first new personality inventory. So this is based on factor analysis. Yeah. So after they run the analysis, they have 5 factors. Okay. So then what 5 factors? These are the 5 factors. Neuroticism, extraversion, openness to experience, consciousness, agreeableness. So this 5 quotient, O, C, E, A, and quotient, right? So of course this personality test also they have a very strong evidence for their psychometric characteristic. Okay. And then we have a specific domain. Specific domain test like Pierre Harris test just now. Pierre Harris to measure the concept skill. Yeah. So psychometric also have already the evidence for reliability and validity. So these are the sub-skills for this Pierre Harris inventory. Measure behavior adjustment, intellectual and school status, physical appearance and anxiety, probability, happiness, and satisfaction. And you see here, yeah. So for each sub-skill, there are only more than not more than 20. And so altogether, there are 60 items. Okay. So that's some of the example. The test that is instrument based on theory, the test that based on factor analysis, the test that based on empirical, empirical based on theory. then we also the sixth domain. So I think this is the last slide. Any questions so far? So this is a very simple conceptual chapter of the that's not difficult for you to understand. We read then you and only the things that have happened to remember some of the facts, right? The answers the questions that they don't. Any question? No question. All right. So if no this. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Actually, it's already in. I just need to open it. Okay. I will open later on. Yeah. Don't forget to tag attendance. Yeah. Attendance is in the chat box. Also, for those who order the books, you can come to collect it tomorrow. Okay. Those in the list, yeah, they have how many. And if you still want more, I still open for order, yeah. And if you have already ordered, then you can come tomorrow to collect the book. They have in the list, they have 11. 11 books. If you still want, those you still want to buy, you can put your name in the list and come collect the book from me tomorrow. All right?
Sorry, can I have the OBE one more time?
OBE? What's that?
We